Hello, this is Kenneth 14621, and I've got a tip here for you. First, I'm gonna start you off with a couple of old-fashioned Madden songs.
Life is a bitch and death is her sister. Sleep is the cousin. What a fucking family picture. You know Father Time. We all know Mother Nature. It's all in the family, but I am of no relation. No matter who's buying, I'm a celebration.
They wanna wear my Stetson. They call me futuristic. They think I'm Mr. Jackson. I follow the talk, but we'll get you to the next show. Unforgettable dudes till we get old.
Okay, there you go. There's a couple of old Madden songs that were on Madden 12. Okay, and I'm gonna go back over this tip. This is a regurgitated tip, but it's from my Madden 2009 tips. And I took them off my channel. I deleted them because I thought, well, I don't want people looking at my videos and these old videos popping up. I realized that was a mistake. Some people thought they were vintage. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and regurgitate one of them. This is not for, if you already know, this is kind of a simple tip, but it's a must know for all Madden players. If you don't know this, I don't care if you're on into the deeper stuff of Madden, you know? I don't care if you're into the quantum physics of Madden. If you forget the basics, well, then you're not going to play good. Okay, so this is a defensive tip, okay? I'm going to go into the formations, and I'm going to tell you what these formations are for. I'm going to tell you when they line up with wide receivers, okay? Now, when they line up with two wide receivers, you have two formations. Well, this one doesn't have it, but you have the 4-3 and the 3-4. Those have two cornerbacks, okay? So those are for two wide receivers. Okay. And then the 46 bear, and then you got the nickel, okay? The nickel formation is for three wide receivers. As you can see, you have three cornerbacks. Okay. So the 4-3 and the 3-4 are for two wide receivers. The nickel is for three wide receivers. If you're going to play man, if you're playing man coverage, okay? The dime is when they line up with four wide receivers. As you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 cornerbacks on the outside. That's for four wide receivers if you're going to play man. The dollar is the same thing as a dime, except they take one of the linemen and they put him at linebacker. Instead of having four linemen, one linebacker, you have three linemen, two linebackers. You know, that's for like, I don't know. That's for like four wide receivers, a tight end or something like that. But that's still for four wide receivers. And then the last formation that you have is the quarter. And you have one linebacker in the middle and pretty much five cornerbacks. Okay, that is the maximum amount of receivers that you're going to have. That's the maximum amount you can have is five receivers. Because you have five linemen and one quarterback. That's six people. Okay? And if you have five wide receivers, that equals 11 people. You can't have any more than 11 people on the field. Okay? So, if you want to, go back and go over this video several times until you realize whenever they come out with this many receivers, this is the package I'm going to pick if I'm going to pick man coverage. Okay? Now, if you're going into zone coverage, well, that's a little bit different. But even if you are not going into man coverage, but you want to trick them and think that you're in man coverage, you know what I'm saying? These cornerbacks will line up on these wide receivers. But say if they come out with five wide receivers and you are in the dollar or the dime, which is for four, you're going to have a linebacker on a wide receiver. And that's not right. Okay, so this is just basic for people just starting Madden. Just do this, okay? If they come out with no wide receivers, then you got the goal line. Pretty much no wide receivers. You're in the goal line. Maybe one, but okay. So anyways, though, just remember, if you just want to play some pretty good defense and you just started playing Madden, it'll tell you on the bottom of the screen how many wide receivers they have. For 2, the 4-3 or the 3-4. For 3, the nickel. For 4, the dime. And for 5, the quarter. The dime or the dollar you can use for 5. But okay, there you have it. So I'm going to go over it one more time. The 3-4, the 4-3 for 2 wide receivers. The nickel for 3 wide receivers. The dime for 4 wide receivers. The dollar for 4 wide receivers. The quarter for 5 wide receivers. Well, there you go. I just regurgitated one of my old tips, and I'll come out with a new one here pretty soon. I've got tons that I can think of, so I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to play a little bit more music now. A couple more of these old Madden songs. I think they're cool. If you had Madden 12.
Give your ear so I be sublime. It's enjoyable to know you in the concubines. Niggas, take off your coats. Ladies act like gems. Sit down, Indian styles, you recite these hymns. See, lyrically, I'm Mario Andretti on the Momo.
The strong will survive. It's time to rise up. Man up, get back up.
I break down herbal till I move like a turtle. My money is green and my Porsche's turbo. In hot pursuit, come rock with Snoop. Baby's a lawyer, her body's the truth. I'm in the game for real, it pays to chill. I walk in the club and they front the bill.
These are my famous last words.
Alright, there we go. Have a good one. I just wanted to rant for a second on the end of this video. Now, some people say your videos are simple. As one guy put it, he left a comment and said, "This guy must be talking to a kid, right? There must be a kid sitting next to him, his son, and he's talking to him." Let me tell you something. Hypothetically, I am talking to a kid. You don't think there's kids that watch these videos? Right, so I'm targeting them. If you think I'm making these videos dull or simple, not on purpose, you're wrong. I make them like that on purpose to try to bring along the young generation, because it's the young generation that's going to determine whether Madden, the future of Madden, whether it stays or goes in the future. And if you don't think Madden's ever going to go anywhere, well, look at these other sports franchises like Tecmo Bowl. Tecmo made football games in the early 90s, and they made several games, and they were really freaking good, and they made them for several years. And then all of a sudden, poof, they went off the map. They hadn't made a game in like 20 years, except for the Tecmo Bowl throwback that I know of, a football game. Look at the Quarterback Club game. I bought that game. When I had a Super Nintendo, I bought that game. And that game, they hadn't made another one of those. Look at the NBA Live franchise. They quit making games. So, think about the young generation.